Thank you to EA for sponsoring today's video. Okay, so hi guys, Miss Lollipop and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. So we are back in today's video and I am completing another one of my bucket list items, which is to build an entirely purple home inspired by my channel logo. So obviously, I wanted to give myself a little bit more of a challenge. What in the world was I thinking doing this? So not only did I decide that it would be a good idea to build an all purple home, but I also limited myself to the fact that each room had to be in a different style. So you'll see in a second once I've finished making this house, every room that I decorate, all the decor inside it has to be of a particular style in game. In the game, there's like different styles that they categorize. One's like boho or Cosmo Luxe or island themed and all these different themes. And I've got them all in a big wheel spinner. And I go ahead and wheel spin, and each room is only allowed to use items from that particular, style. So it's incredibly limiting. And you know what? I don't really think I thought this out, right, before I started to build an all-purple home, not knowing the fact that there are already a really limited amount of purple items in the game. And then when you go and add on top the fact that each room has to be a specific style, yeah, it gets even more limiting. So let me tell you guys, this might be the ugliest, worst home I have ever made in my entire life. It might be the worst. I'm not gonna lie to you. The fact that everything has to be purple. I mean, what are these neon columns? Like seriously, can we just talk about this a second? What are these? These are the only purple columns in the entire game. And when I say that I am really limiting myself, I mean I am going to only use purple unless I cannot complete the room without purple items. So like if I have to, for example, the stairs, there's no purple stairs, I use white stairs. Physically you cannot get to the house without the stairs. So I gave myself exceptions to the rule if that was the case, like if the room wasn't usable. But you are going to notice so many of the rooms, especially the bedrooms, are so bare because the style that I got for them, which you'll see soon, doesn't really give a lot of flexibility to what I can put in there, and there really wasn't that many items. And then also limiting to the fact that they all had to be purple was even worse. So yeah, it goes really well. So actually the outside of the house, I'm not too upset with. You'll see towards the end of the video, like I go ahead and make this house. So obviously the only requirement for the outside of the house is that it's purple. Okay, I didn't set myself any style for the exterior of the house, so I just use anything that I can get my hands on. Anything that comes under the purple tag, I'm giving myself the excuse to use. So you might look at those, you might look at those and you think, wow, Lauren, those doors look quite pink. Yes, but they show up in the purple section, which means I am allowing myself to use them. Okay, so anything that's in there is free game, I believe. So yeah, I went ahead and designed the outside of the house. Honestly, it looked awful. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. But at the very end of the video, I go back and I landscape everything and I added a bunch of exterior, or like outdoor furniture and things. And it really did help the exterior. Unfortunately, the interior, there was no saving that. So as you will see, we will get to that part. It's quite unfortunate. Not my best work. I mean, I did try my best. Like, I actually really did try my best with what I had. I even allowed myself to use my CC. So I didn't even say no CC and only in-game items. I said you can use some CC. So I tried my best. Also, I think it was a really bad idea to do this house on such a large lot, because it did mean that all the bedrooms are so large and then also so empty over the fact that there are no items to use in them. So you will notice that the bedrooms, yeah, I mean, these are the bedrooms upstairs, right? They're huge. Like, what in the world was I thinking? What in my right mind was I thinking? I have no idea. But one thing that I do need to say is this video had so many tech issues. I don't know what it was causing it. I believe it might have been the wheel spinner. For some reason, every time I loaded up the wheel spinner, it would cause the, like recording software to completely glitch out. So there were so many portions of this video that either had to be cut out, that don't show up, like, because physically they just didn't record. It just skips like it must have been like 5 minutes in time, and then suddenly something else happens. So I've included everything that I can include. There was also a portion that at some point I did realize that there was like an issue with the recording. So I went back and I deleted everything that I did and then replaced it all. So there's a portion of that where the video isn't sped up, and we get to that. But for now, I'm just going through and I'm putting in purple floors, purple wallpaper. This is just any style, you know, like I'm not limiting for the wallpaper or the floor. And then you'll see in a second, we're going to jump to the wheel spinner, and we are going to pick out our first wheel spin style, which will be for the kitchen. So on the wheel spinner, we got basics, which is actually a really good, you know, style to use for a bathroom, I think. Sorry, not for a bathroom, for a kitchen. You'll see we have quite a lot of options. Luckily, they were all very in keeping. I mean, look how, I'm not even gonna lie, right? These tiles are definitely not purple. They are like most definitely like fuchsia pink, or like, well, maybe not fuchsia, but they're definitely pink. But hey, they come in the purple section. As I say, anything in the purple section is free game. So do not fight me on that. I want to hear nothing about it in the comment section. So yeah, I did my best with what I had. Don't know what I was thinking about making this house so big. I did try to clutter every room as much as I could, but also, again, very limited. I literally searched by all, and then the style, and then the color, and anything in the show all section I used. Which was not a lot, I'm not gonna lie. It's making me realize there is such a lack of purple items in the game. EA, what are we doing? Where are the purple items in this game? We need more, okay? Because it's making me realize there's not enough. And considering that my channel logo is purple, I feel like I need to represent and come out here and support purple. Oh, you can see also I did, like, look, you can see the stove that I placed down was black. The sink that I placed down was white. There was no purple, you know, stove, and there was no purple sink. But the kitchen would almost be unusable if there was no stove in it and no sink in it. So, like I said, that's like an exception to the rule. If it makes the, like, you know, if it makes the room unusable and it makes me not be able to complete the room, then I will give myself, you know, the excuse of, okay, I can place down any piece of item, just make sure it looks decent. I don't know. I was also on a call with one of my moderators while I was designing this as well. So you might see me like randomly flip out and like go and show a room off like in the middle of the recording. That is probably why I'm probably showing off how absolutely awful I am doing, because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Everything looks awful. I was like, you know, the entire time I was so upset. I have never in my life made such an ugly house. I felt like, you know, I felt violated, like having to do this challenge. I really did. So now we have another wheel spin, and as you can see, it just immediately skips to contemporary. No idea why that happens. So that means the next bathroom that we're going to design is in contemporary. And as you can see, you are basically watching a slideshow right now. Are you enjoying your PowerPoint? So this is what I meant by the recording just completely conked out. This is the footage that I could make up. It's just random snippets, random cuts of me designing the bathroom. I have no idea what happened. This is the only final product that you got. And here is me going and undoing everything, you know, and re-showing you everything that I designed. So I did do the hallway. I also did the like walkway and the dining room. This was in Queen Anne style, which again, you wouldn't have seen the wheel spin because the wheel spin just decided to cut out, which I loved. So yeah, we got Queen Anne for the living room, which actually, I'm not even gonna lie, wasn't that bad. I did manage to find quite a lot of pieces. You can see me gradually, you know, re-adding everything back in now, and there's quite a lot of items that I could use. So here's what the final product looked like, and then we go ahead and we cut to the living room, which I went ahead and did the wheel spin for, which again you didn't see, but I got boho theme. So again, everything has to be bohemian, everything has to be purple, and I just go ahead and like backspace and place everything back that I just did. But to be fair, these, like, you know what I'm even more upset about? These were the best rooms. Like, out of all of them, just know these were the best. So next up, I am wheel spinning again. We got Mission, which I've never heard of before, but that was for the upstairs bedroom. So I was thinking, oh, there's some kids' beds here. I could make a really cute kids' bedroom. No. Pretty much the only thing in Mission was a kid's bed, and there was no matching end table. There was nothing. Like, it's just an absolute disaster, guys. Don't ever try and build a house in Mission style, let me tell you, because there's nothing in that section. I've never even heard of Mission, and clearly EA hasn't put anything in Mission either, because there was like, look at it, it's bare. In the search all section, there was about 3 pages of Mission items, and even some of them were my CC. So yeah, it was quite rough doing Mission bedroom for a little kid. So they got a sofa in their room. They got a cactus, but it is spiked, because I was like, should I really put this in a kid's bedroom? When I zoomed in on it, it has no spikes, so they're safe. Also, this wheel spin, completely gone. Again, no idea where this one went. This one was Cosmo Lux, which luckily, actually, this was probably one of the best bedrooms. Cosmo Lux is this style, as you can see, that I'm using. That is the high school years pack, and that's my favorite bed set, my favorite dresser set. So I actually wasn't really upset about that. And the purple, I really like. It's like this really nice light, like lavender colored purple, very light pastel color. So this room was the best of the bedrooms, you know. It's as good as I'm gonna get it, okay? Guys, this was such a struggle, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I also added in this little shelf because, again, like, I was running out of, you know, options. And then the final wheel spin for the final bedroom was Island, and let me tell you, Island might have even less in it than Mission. Like, there was such a little amount of items to use for a bedroom. So I used the classic Island living bed. We got the Island curtains that I'm placing in. We got a table there, an Island themed table. We got a nice picture of a plant or something, a rug. And then I also think I placed in some sofas. I also placed in, oh, did you see that? I placed in a CC bag, and it was like a beach bag. So I was like, well, it's Island, so. And then you get a plant, and I think you got another rug, and that was as good as it was going to get. There was no dresser. There was no end tables. There was literally nothing. There was hardly any lights. So that was it. That was the interior of the house, guys. That was it, fully decorated. Do you see what I mean by, like, this was a struggle? So now we're moving on to the outside, because, as I said, the outside, it was tragic, absolutely tragic, the outside. And I said, you know what? If I can't decorate the inside of the house, I could decorate the outside. So I went all out, because there was no restrictions on style on the exterior. So I went all out. I got out the terrain paint. I was getting out all the different bushes. You know, I was doing the terrain painting as well. I even did some purple ivy up the side of the walls that you'll see me do in a second. And actually, I'm not gonna lie, I am very happy with how the exterior turned out, considering what it started as. You'll see at the end what it ends up as, but yeah, it works out pretty good. So I think, you guys, if you haven't already tried this in your games before, I think you should give this a go, because I need you all to understand the pain that I felt while doing this challenge, about how restrictive this challenge is. You know, like, not only are you only allowed to use one color, which for me it was purple. Not only are you allowed to use that color, but you're also only allowed to use one style, you know, in the room. Is so limiting, and it really makes you struggle with items. But you know what? I did see swatches of items I have never seen before in my life. So it is actually doing me a slight favor, you know? Like, I did see some items that I didn't even know existed. So maybe that was not too bad. So I'm now decorating the front porch. I did some nice, you know, exterior seats, like, outdoor seats. I think I did, oh yeah, I was trying to place a barbecue down, but the only outdoor purple item was a cauldron, and I wasn't going to place a cauldron outside, so we didn't get that. I also placed this bike, tried to use tool mod, tried to make it look all cute, like it was leaning up against the barrier, and it ended up in the floor, couldn't get it out the floor, so in the end, just wung it, and winged it. What is that? What is the past tense of winging it? I wunged it? I winged it. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I just placed it against it. And then outside, I did a little, you know, area where you could go and sit. I did some more landscaping and just making it look not so ugly out here. I even thought, you know what, I could include that purple fence that I saw. There's just like, I'm pretty sure this is like in the toddler pack that you get, which, you know what, it's not even that bad. It's really not. And actually, overall, I think the house did not turn out that badly on the outside. The inside is probably the worst home I've ever designed in my entire life, but I tried my best and that's what counts. So thank you guys very much for watching today's video. Thank you EA for sponsoring today's video as well. I very, very much appreciate it. I love you guys and I will speak to you all in my very next video. Bye guys.